If anybody wants to send me an Elijah Mitchell jersey, I'll wear it. Happily.
What size?
Extra large.
Welcome back to Rough Draft Research. Week 1, dudes, in the books. We're going to talk about it. We did have that clip, the Elijah Mitchell clip, which was dope. Put that up. Got a little traction, which we're not used to. So we want to shout out some of the new followers. Hey, thank you, Ian Welsh, Floozy. It's got to be Floozy, right?
Floozy, yeah.
Coriante Rivers, who said, "Wow, man, I subbed. Great call. That's for you, Christian. How's that feel, man?"
Oh, I feel like $1 billion. Even more than $1 million.
You look
and
like
we got a shout out to Perry Marks, who said, "Subbed. Great call, man. Wish I watched it before the draft," which I think everyone can agree with. Right?
Pretty sure that video came out March 27th. So.
Yeah, right.
We all had the shot.
And then David Gola, hey guys, thanks for subscribing. I hope you guys enjoyed. If not, comment if whatever you want. We'll throw it in there. We just like to talk about whatever. So also hi to all the other subs. Paul, shout out.
Oh yeah, and Eddie Lunchmeat, thank you for commenting but not subbing.
Yeah, what the hell, Eddie? I hope you see this. I'm gonna tag you in it.
He won't say he forgot to sub, so he'll miss it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, feel free to tag him in the comments.
There you go.
All 43 of our subs. But hey, thanks guys. Really appreciate it. Hope you like it. We're also on Spotify, Apple, all that shit. So with further ado, let's get into the fucking content. So I'm gonna kick it over to you, Christian, on the headlines and injuries.
Yeah, and after the week starts, or week 1 starts, it's kind of mostly injury news until trade deadline. So unfortunately, we got some injuries to talk about. First up, OBJ. We surprisingly missed last week. A lot of people thought he was ready to go. And now he's out this week, which it seems really weird. But then you look, and he actually got hurt in week 3 of last year. So you give him like a year to get back, and he is older now. He's almost 30. So I think they're just kind of easing him back in. And with the emergence of Schwartz in week 1, having a pretty decent little game, like they probably don't feel like they need to rush him back. So why would they? For sure. So, yeah. So that if you guys don't have anything else.
It's just OBJ furthering the disappointment that he's known for these days.
Yeah, still one of just sitting on everybody's bench right now, and hopefully he'll blow back. But
he's still amazing.
I almost started him
waiting.
Too. I almost started him in one of my leagues. So,
good thing he didn't.
Yeah, good thing to get those alerts.
Same with Brandon Aiyuk. I started him, and
yeah, that didn't go so well for you, and I'm sure anybody that's watching has seen the comments that that Kyle Shanahan made about Brandon Aiyuk. Not great.
Hoping that's coach speak, right?
Yeah, it's coach speak, but he's kind of calling him out a little bit. But if you read the whole quote, which I'm not going to read because that'll take a long time, but go seek it out. It's a little more forgiving than just straight up saying he's got to be more professional and play better. But it's still in there. That's not a great sign for a guy that I know we were all excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah. As this quote say, it wasn't a very tough decision.
Yeah. He said
to play Trent Sherfield.
Yeah, but it says he's been hurt, so it wasn't a tough decision to play this guy who's been playing better because he hasn't been in there. I think that's kind of the gist of it. So
I was going to try to pick it, just
and he's still got
right.
He's still got 25 snaps in the game. So I don't know, when you have Debo going off like he did, and then George Kittle, and then the running game, it's hard to get. We all kind of knew there's a lot of mouth to feed in San Francisco anyway. Sometimes you're going to have these guys. Like, I think any of the San Francisco weapons, you're going to have weeks where they just don't do anything.
Yeah, sometimes it might not even make the pad list. Don't even put pads on.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that.
Spoiler alert.
But yeah.
Everybody knows what happened.
And then I guess briefly the Josh Gordon. I don't know if anyone. It happens every year.
I mean,
where's
it's
it
the
going
fantasy
now?
tease of the last decade because everyone gets excited. But yeah, he's maybe going to be reinstated, and we'll see. I feel like he's not going to get picked up as much as he normally does.
Yeah,
because
So it's
I think
like
we've all been here before.
straight to Seattle, right?
Yeah, seriously. Send him to Tampa for the veteran minimum.
Oh, Jesus. Give
But-
him a ring.
Yeah, I guess you want to get into injuries now.
yeah, I can do that. Yeah, so we got everybody saw Fitz Magic. He's done for the year. That's awful. This podcast specifically has been all over the Washington football team because of Ryan Fitzpatrick's gunslinger mentality. They lose him, and they already lost Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
Two guys we were super excited about. It really hurts a team that I think could have given us a lot of excitement and given a lot of fantasy potential. It's a rough one, though. Heineke did not look bad.
Yep.
I got a couple sportsbook bet slips I'm going to have to burn now.
Yep. $5 on Fitz to be the passing leader. We both do that?
I had 10 on him, 10 on McLaurin, and then 10 on them
Yeah.
to win the Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
all 30 of that is,
Gone.
well,
Yeah, hopefully they'll be able to figure that out.
yeah, they could still win the division, right?
Well, with that defense, who knows?
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
moving on from that, one I personally am hurt for. He's back here on this frame back here. Jerry Jeudy looked incredible in Week 1, and then looked like his season was over. If you watch that, when he went down, it looked like his knee exploded. Thankfully, it's just a high ankle sprain. Still gonna miss about 6 to 8 weeks. But I mean, he had 7 targets for 6 catches and 72 yards Week 1, and he was making people look silly with that route running. I thought this was going to be his breakout year. Hopefully, when he comes back, he just picks up where he left off. But that's a rough one. That hurts a lot of people.
Yeah.
I still say go after him, though. Try and trade somebody right now. If you like your team and losing Jeudy was a big deal for them, try and get Jeudy off of them for something, because he looks so good. He had a connection with Bridgewater. Like, I don't know, but either do that or go get KJ Hamler, because he already looks like the guy that is going to take over for Jeudy.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, Tim Patrick had a pretty good showing, too.
Yeah, if you guys, even something I'm considering in redraft is my receivers aren't the strongest, but I got a pretty deep running back core, so I might try to go get Jeudy and win some games and kind of take that second half of the stretch.
Yeah, I mean,
stretch,
they said he's going to be out for 3 to 6 or something like that.
I saw 6 to 8, but I've also seen 4 to 6. So
Okay.
Right on.
I think it's just one of those. But they put him on IR, so I think it's a minimum of 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
So,
Yeah, I just remember the A.J. Brown kind of struggled with injuries last year, and I picked him up in a couple of leagues, and down the stretch he ended up killing it.
I think we could see a very similar thing because, he didn't have a touchdown, but he also didn't finish the game. But, he was by far their best receiver on the field. Cortland Sutton's still coming back from that injury last year.
mm-hmm.
And, man, he looked good. So,
Yeah.
definitely go get him. We can move on, though. Rashad Penny, also done. That sucks. Just guys you get excited about. I know he went in the first round of a lot of dynasty drafts a couple years ago and just has got that injury plague bug, man.
Yeah.
Sucks. And more bad running back news. Raheem Mostert done for the year. Also, as shitty as it is to say, also not surprising. Him and Rashad Penny just cannot stay healthy. But I don't think anybody thought that his season would be done after looking at him on the sideline after he got hurt.
Yeah. He
Kinda looked
definitely
like-
didn't.
Yeah. And so that's rough for him. He's 29. I don't know. It's probably time to give up on dreams of him being a consistent top tier fantasy asset, which sucks because he had the potential, but he just can't stay healthy. And now I don't know. Are you going to trust a 30-year-old running back next year who's coming off an injury?
Not one that weighs 186 pounds.
Yeah.
Fair. And then some non-fantasy player injuries that will affect fantasy pretty heavily. Mekhi Becton and Jedrick Wills are both hurt. Neither of them are season-ending, which is good. But those are both offensive lines that were kind of the key to their team. So if you have any Jets, like I know we're big into Michael Carter. Corey Davis had a good week. We were looking at Zach Wilson. Mekhi Becton going down is huge. That's going to hurt them a lot. And Jedrick Wills is on arguably the best offensive line in the league, and he's a huge part of that. And they dominate running the ball with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. So him going down, also huge.
Yep.
So
they live and die by that.
Yeah.
Play action pass and running the ball. So
So keep an eye on all that. So yeah, nothing but bad news basically, except Josh Gordon coming back. I guess that's good.
That's not good news either, right?
Yep, the same kind of hype.
Is Des Bryant next week or what's going on?
Yeah, right.
They just need to put them both on one team.
Sure.
Josh Gordon, Des Bryant. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Calvin Ridley or not? Calvin Johnson can come back, play for the Vikings, get back.
Yeah, but
Lions.
if Calvin Johnson came back, he'd still be fucking sick.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
Bring him back. But
I'm sure he'd go to Tampa Bay as well. He'd be like Mike Evans.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, man.
Clearly, we're not needing you, homie.
When he left the Lions, he said he wanted to go play with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh.
Maybe he changed his mind
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah. Oh shit. All right, we'll get into that.
All right.
So I think
Mr. Spoiler.
we can move on now. We're just going to talk about a few of our flag plant guys that we've been talking about a lot. We'll just kind of breeze through what they did and if they did anything. My three guys I was super high on. I've been high on pre and post draft. Kylan Hill, who only had 5 carries late. It was kind of a blowout loss. I don't think he plays if the score wasn't what it was. Ramondre Stevenson, really hyped about him coming into this game after the Sony Michel trade. Also the preseason play, but he only gets 5 snaps, 1 rush for 2 yards, 1 for 1 catch with 9 yards. So not much there. Josh Palmer, really big on Josh Palmer. Got him in every league. Lots of shares. He goes 1 for 1 for 17 yards, has a 17.3 snap count. Jalen Guyton is still the guy, still the 3. Mike Williams had an awesome game. Both of them, Mike Williams is a free agent next year. Jalen Guyton, restricted free agent. So, Josh Palmer might shine, might have a flash here and there, but I don't see him being a big time player this year. But I mean, Mike Williams with injury history, and it's a long play for me. So it might be if you believe in the guy tied to Justin Herbert for at least 4 years. I mean, might be a buy low once he starts not doing anything. So.
Yeah, I love Josh Palmer. I'm with you all the way on that one.
Yeah. So I'll kick it to you, Darther. You can talk about your guys.
Oh, man, I have so many guys, but we'll keep it short for today. I liked what I saw out of Larry Roundtree. I've been pretty hyped on him. Obviously, I'm waiting for him to get his Elijah moment, but it'll happen in the sun. He got a 27.2% snap count and played ahead of Justin Jackson. Eckler got more goal line carries than I was hoping to see, but that's good for him.
He's a rookie.
Yeah, and it was also up against the Washington football team, so they're going up against Dallas this week. I think if he gets that similar, 25% plus snap count and 8 or more attempts like he did last week, that he could really blow up. I think Eckler's going to probably lock down a little more of a role than I'd like to see, but he's got a little bit of injury news right now, a little bit of injury history. So, I mean, I think Larry Roundtree is probably fully rostered in Dynasty leagues. I hope so, anyway.
Yeah.
But if he's still out there, you better go grab him.
Definitely.
But a guy, this is kind of a deeper sleeper here, was Frank Darby. I was pretty into him. He's playing with Atlanta Falcons, in case you guys don't know the name. And he got pretty much no action at all. And I thought that was pretty interesting. So I went to see, some of the guys we've been talking about, Olamide and then Russell Gage. Like, how did everyone do with Atlanta? It turns out the only Atlanta Falcon wide receiver to catch a pass in that game was Calvin Ridley.
That's insane.
So no other wide receiver caught a pass.
I mean, that was a weird ass game though. Like they just got dominated outside of the first half where they were moving the ball super well, but they couldn't score. And then just in the second half, they got completely shut down.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. So I look for opportunities for the rest of the wide receiver group to kind of go up in the future. So I'm still keeping an eye, still keeping a light on for Frank Darby personally.
Cool.
Yep,
that's fair. As far as mine go, well, my biggest one we're going to talk about later, so I'll ignore that one. I'll throw Amari Rodgers in there too, but again, like when they traded for Randall Cobb, I kind of threw up my hands and said, well, we're going to wait till next year for Amari Rodgers. Chuba Hubbard's one of mine. He got in the field, caught 2 passes for 4 yards, but again, I was kind of more on the if Christian McCaffrey ever gets traded or if he gets hurt again, then Chuba's a guy to look at. So that's kind of what you would expect him to do when he's behind McCaffrey. One I didn't expect, especially after Curtis Samuel went down, De'Ami Brown only getting 4 targets and catching 1 for -2 yards. That's not awesome.
No.
I felt like he kind of slid right perfectly into that Curtis Samuel role, and they just didn't use him. But it was also a weird game. Let's not forget that Chargers defense is fully back healthy, and they were good when they had all their guys. And then you lose Fitzpatrick, it kind of resets your mindset on how to go. So we'll keep an eye on him, but not a great start for 2 of my flags.
Yeah. Well, I did want to mention, it popped into my head when you were talking about Amari Rodgers. Honestly, Randall Cobb coming in might be the best thing for him because that just makes Amari playing second team with Jordan Love. So that can make that connection even stronger.
And then guess who was Jordan Love's first completion when he came in because we were getting our teeth kicked in?
Was it Amari?
It was Amari Rodgers for like 20 yards. So,
oh, wow. That's awesome. That's good. That's
so
good news.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes, but definitely I'm still rostering him in the leagues that I was able to get him in.
Yeah.
And just hold on to him. If you have any taxi spots, I think he's definitely worth a taxi spot.
Oh, 100%.
Definitely.
All right. Well, you guys ready for the main event?
Ooh.
I even got a little thing I made, so boom! Elijah versus Trey Sermon. The big news. The waiver pickup of the week. All right.
Of the year.
The flags have been planted. So, go for it, guys. Let's get this going.
What can I say?
All I have to say is man, you shouldn't have let Mitchell have a chance. Sermon shouldn't have let it happen.
Yeah,
he's going to take that job.
Absolutely. This is what. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Dude. You know what it is. I'm happy for Elijah Mitchell. Obviously I liked him, but when he went to the same team as Sermon, I had to turn my back on him. And apparently Sermon turned his back on me. So that's fine. Actually, I'm not too upset. I separate the two because I'm very happy for Elijah Mitchell. But the Trey Sermon thing, I think I'm okay with it because, if he was on the field, he probably would have had a hell of a day. But for some reason, he wasn't on the field. I don't think he's never going to play in the NFL.
Well, so I've kind of been piecing together a little bit of beat writing and a quote from Shanahan. And obviously, this is all speculation to me. It actually makes me a lot more worried about Trey Sermon, though. So Shanahan said we only dress 3 backs. And then the beat writer said that they felt like Sermon was getting sat because Elijah Mitchell and Jermichael Hasty play on special teams. So I think they thought, all right, we got Mostert. He's going to be our number 1 guy. We got these other 2 backs that play special teams. No reason to even have Sermon in the lineup in case Mostert gets hurt. And so what I'm worried about is Sermon's going to come in next week and surprise everybody and be the starter over Mitchell because they had that capital in him. And I haven't seen anything about him not being good. Like, that wasn't why he was benched. We all kind of were flabbergasted when he got benched, unless I missed something.
No, I mean, I've just heard rumors, something about like curfew and crap like that, but nothing substantiated. Yeah.
But having said that, Mitchell earned the right to fight for that job with his performance. So regardless, it's not like they're pulling Mitchell, but I could see Sermon stealing a lot of snaps.
Well, we've been talking about this pretty much all year about the 2 ever since draft ended, about these 2 being the future of this team in a complementary role. You know, if Sermon had been activated last week, it probably would have been a little bit of an exchange. So I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I mean, Elijah Mitchell is amazing, but to expect him to be the bell cow in an offense that has never really functioned with a singular running back, it's kind of a stretch. But he looked good as hell, man. So
he looked awesome. I mean, 5.4 yards per carry. That's going to get Shanahan's attention all day long. And he's always going to want to split things, but he goes with the hot hand too.
That's true.
So if he stays hot and he's rushing 5 yards a carry, can't really pull him that much.
Can't play Detroit every week.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is fair.
Yeah,
but,
that O-line and that the O-line defense, Mozart, no Sermon. It's like the perfect storm for Elijah just to be on a rocket ship, man.
It was, and I felt so bad for being excited when Mostert got hurt. I wasn't excited that he got hurt.
You weren't surprised either, though.
Yeah, I was not surprised, but I wasn't excited. But the fact that Mitchell gets to run in and just kind of show what I've been saying about him this whole time. I mean, like when I first talked about him, I was worried, okay, I love his tape, but he's playing in the Sun Belt Conference. So is he not playing good enough competition? Then his workout was awesome. Now he just needs a chance to prove it. Well, he got that week 1, which is not something I was expected. And he proved it. He proved that he belongs. So sure. I'm just pumped.
I'm pumped too, man. I had him in my DFS lineups, and I did pretty good between him and Zach Pascal.
What he cost? Like $38.
I think it's like $4,000 on the DraftKings. Yeah, I won. I need to check and see. I should have got that Venmo, homie.
So what's really interesting is I went back to clip that video that we put up yesterday, and if you listen to that, that's our second episode we ever did and put online, and it's rookie prospects. And this is like pre-draft back in March, and it literally goes Trey Sermon, Elijah Mitchell, Larry Roundtree. So I'd say not bad so far. We'll see if it continues, and I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah.
So speaking of good running back play this week from Elijah Mitchell, it's kind of a scary week for some of the running backs who are expecting to do well. So, I mean, okay, keep in mind, everyone, we do PPR scoring. I feel like it's the only exciting way to play fantasy football. So I'm sorry if you don't like that. So if you are in a standard or half PPR, the things are going to be a little different.
That's a sincere apology. I appreciate that.
You know. So let's just go kind of through this list. I'm going to start with the running back 40 on the week.
Can we just take a timeout for a second?
Okay.
Let's talk about the NFL and Ohio State running backs, huh?
Let me
what a shitty month.
Ohio State.
All right, so J.K. Dobbins, right? Yeah. And then Zeke, lead blocker on the Cowboys now, apparently. And then Trey Sermon, just like, hey, too bad you don't play special teams or whatever.
And then you can even take that into Curtis Samuel.
And then Curtis Samuel, and then Michael Thomas. What's happening?
Jeff
Yeah.
Okada.
Where are my Buckeyes at?
Jeff Okada.
Yeah, Jeff Okuda.
Or Okuda.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Fields got a couple snaps, though.
So I guess the question I'll pose to you about Zeke, I mean, are you guys, I wouldn't say you're out on him, right? Like, that's to me, that seemed like that was a game plan choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
That was,
Well, we can't ignore the fact that the Buccaneers had the best run defense arguably ever last year, and they didn't lose anybody. So it kind of is a bad week one to even get the Bucks. And then also there were 108 passes thrown in that game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And I, on this podcast, have been kind of a Zeke hater. Maybe not hater seems strong, but I haven't been the most stoked about Zeke. But I'm even saying, all right, let's pump the brakes, calm down. It could be all right.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Kellen more, right? And having months to prepare for this game. The Cowboys did exactly what they wanted to do the entire game. This was 100% planned, and it was not because Zeke wasn't great. They had a plan to pass, to use him in blocking schemes, and to limit the running opportunities for him because they knew they weren't going to have that kind of success.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
I mean, if you follow football, if you watch this game, Zeke did his job the entire game. He blocked his ass off. And,
Yeah.
he was on the field pretty much the entire game. Pollard got some opportunities, but yeah, I think there's no fear with the Zeke thing. I'm actually more excited because he looked really good. He looked like slim, like smaller but bigger to me.
Leaner.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
So
Hey.
I guess this one's not terrible. RB22 Antonio Gibson. He rushed 20 times for 90 yards, 3 receptions for 18. Scored you 10 points. I guess RB22, I think when you're expecting like an RB10, it's a little disappointing, but I don't know. What do you guys have to say? He did have the fumble, has the bruised shoulder, is full participation in practice, but he's playing the Thursday night game, so
It's
So 2 of the fumbles?
he only lost 1.
Oh, I gotcha.
So this is, I think, a perfect example of box score not really telling the whole story. Fantasy, obviously, that's all you care about is box score. But this was one of the games that I paid full attention to on the early games. I mean, I'm a huge Justin Herbert fan, and I have a lot of stock of Antonio Gibson, and we've been talking up the football team. So I was super intrigued by this game. Gibson looked really good. It was just one of those games that nobody could really keep anything going, but he looked like the guy that you want him to be. So I'm not concerned about this game at all. I don't know if you guys are, if you watch this game or what, but I'm not concerned about this at all. It was just one of those games. Sometimes you have them,
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say really concerned
Not really.
necessarily in this gameplay. It's just, it's always concerning when he's like towards the end of last year and then kind of into this year, it seems like he's always dealing with something after a game. Which,
Yeah, that's fair.
which
Professional
it is a professional
running back.
sport. And you get hit that many times. But it's just, as a fantasy manager, it's just like, oh shit, you start tilting a little, like, what am I gonna do? And it's like you're not gonna not play Antonio Gibson, so
Doesn't he get a bump with Fitz going down, though?
yeah, I'd say so.
I think so, too.
Also, just in case, pick up your Jarrett Scattersons.
Hey, scat it out.
Jarrett Patterson.
He got
So
a goose on
the next
the
one
week.
kind of affected me. I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but I am a little disappointed. RB29 Mike Davis, 15 attempts, 49 yards. He did get 6 targets, 3 receptions, 23 yards, scored you 10.2 points. I think the story here is he was outrushed by Cordero Patterson.
Yeah.
But with half the amount. But I didn't watch the game. I don't know if anyone saw. Was it just one big run? Was it like
It
a
was
reverse?
not.
Oh,
Patterson just looked better than him.
For sure.
God, yeah, I tried to look that game up and I didn't get any highlights.
Yeah, so that was one of those things. It seemed like every time I looked over and Mike Davis was trying to do something, nothing happened, and then Patterson was making this crazy, exciting play, which sucks for a guy like Mike Davis who showed he can play last year. But again, I mentioned it earlier that the Falcons just got smacked around in that game. It was a very weird game.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of confidence towards the
Yeah,
second half
so
of that game.
who knows, but I don't know. Patterson outrunning him though is a huge red flag for sure.
Yeah, especially the attempts were not that close, you know.
Yeah, it was about half. Did like more yardage and half the amount of carries. So
It's just efficiency.
They did target Mike Davis 6 times though, but they just didn't really kind of the efficiency and the fucking what's the word? Whatever. The play wasn't there. I can't think of the word. Execution.
Yeah.
There it is.
Gotcha.
Fundamentally
Hey, just
sound.
like you did at the end of that sentence, you executed it.
Executed.
So another really surprising one, running back 33. This breaks my heart because this is a guy I was trying to trade for, James Robinson. I mean, he did get the 6 targets, 3 receptions, went 5 for 25, 5 attempts, out-touched by Carlos Hyde.
Urban
Meyer's an idiot. Oh my god, he's
And-
just the worst.
Yeah, and he threw the ball 31 times with Trevor Lawrence. So
51 times.
or 51, I don't know. What did I say?
31.
Oh yeah,
31.
51 times.
31 would be a reasonable amount of times to throw it with a rookie quarterback. 51 is ridiculous.
This is just so disappointing.
I was glad to see Chark had like 12 targets. I was cool with that.
Chark looked great. Chenault had a
looked
decent
good.
game,
I think
but
Chenault was one with 12 targets. I don't think Chenault got that many.
Chark had 18 points.
yeah, but
fantasy wise.
I think he had the touchdowns.
Well,
Good. I'm gonna stat it out right now.
regardless, I think the whole Urban Meyer thing for me started out as kind of like a joke, like let's get it going. But honestly, like what
Oh, you were right.
Smoke
the
a cigar.
fuck is he doing?
Where's your fucking white Russian?
Oh shit!
Okay. What's
I
going
forgot
on?
about that.
Okay.
What am I missing?
Well, we played each other in our perennial redraft league, the House of Buckets.
And-
much respect.
and-
And
The For the Belt League.
we
Did
put
you?
a friendly wager down, and I said whoever lost couldn't drink beer on the podcast for the next 4 weeks. They had to drink White Russians.
What the hell, AJ?
I'll go get one.
Where's your fucking honor?
I beat his ass in both those leagues. And DJ Chark had 12 targets.
Dude.
So LaVisca did have 10 though, man. That was pretty cool. I don't know. It's not really a shot called, but I've been a James O'Shaughnessy fan for a while. He played with the Chiefs for a little bit, and he had 8 targets. So I was pretty excited about that.
Well, everybody's going to get a lot of targets when you throw it 51 times. Like,
I know you say everybody. I guess so. James Robinson got 6 targets. How many times did that happen last year?
I think a decent amount. He was a pretty good PPR machine.
Yeah. Fuck.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just the Urban Meyer experience I'm already sick of. And then now the rumors are already popping up that there are Jacksonville players that are annoyed with the Urban Meyer experience.
Oh yeah.
And it's week 1.
It's not week. It's week 1 for us. It is not week 1 for them.
That's fair.
It
but
is. They've been doing this Urban Meyer shit for all fucking summer,
I'll be
man.
honest, that White Russian's pretty delicious.
I know. I was hoping
Probably won't sit very well.
No, man. Don't drink too
good
many
up
of
front.
those.
So now that I have my White Russian, moving on
Appreciate
to
it.
probably the most disappointing running back, I would say, tied for running back 40, Najee Harris. So
Oof.
16 times rushing the ball, 45 yards. One
I mean,
for
it was
three for 4 yards.
it was a fear that we all had as this offensive line. He's getting hit immediately, like he gets handed the ball, and the Bills' defense looked great.
Yep.
That not to take anything away from them, but literally, like he's breaking tackles behind the line of scrimmage and still losing a yard. You know, it's just tough.
Yeah, I didn't think his cuts were all that clean. He was kind of moving a little slow, in my opinion.
Okay, well, fair enough.
But I thought that whole Steelers team looked slow and clunky. I don't know what, like they really got lucky there. It was all the fourth quarter, I guess, but they struggled to put 3 points up in the first half. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
that's fair. I am pretty surprised they didn't use him in the passing game a lot more, though.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
shocked
same.
me as well.
But yeah, I guess we'll just hope it gets better. You know.
They're going up against Las Vegas next week, so
Yeah.
I could see a lot of that's going to be a shootout. You know, Derek Carr, even though it's overtime, he definitely led the league in passing
Dude, that
yards.
game was crazy. That's like the craziest ending to a game I've ever. It's laughable.
Dude.
It was like us watching the Three Stooges or something.
It was. I was like, oh, you could have blindfolded me and just listened to the audio without any team names or players, and I would have been like, "This is the Raiders, right?" Because
Yeah.
it was completely
Pretty much.
the Raiders to, you know, Alex Leatherwood
Yeah.
jumping at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
So then they didn't get the touchdown, and he
They
threw a
it
pick.
off his helmet.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit, man! Come on, all you needed was
Dude.
1 yard. I was like, that Brian Edwards, that was a touchdown, right? Like,
That's not what New York said. So
Get out of here!
get out of here.
outta here.
Get done. Get done. He'll never be good.
New York City.
Hey, I'm walking here.
I am walking here.
So, moving on to I just kind of labeled all these guys. The New York Jets running backs. Ty Johnson
Oof.
had 3.6 points. Michael Carter, 3 points. Tevin Coleman, 2.4 points.
Blarf.
I mean, no one really got the ball going. I guess Michael Carter got 2 targets. Ty Johnson, 3, but no one rushed. Tevin Coleman, 29 yards rushing, but God, it was...
Took 9 attempts to get to 29 yards.
Yeah, and the other 2 only had 4 attempts and about 15 yards apiece. So,
And they were playing the Panthers. It's not like, you know,
yeah.
they weren't playing the Rams or something.
So
Yeah, that was a weird one. That was, I think, a flag plant for me in general was the Jets' offense, and they did not start out super hot.
yeah,
That is for sure.
and losing the guy
Except
back
for-
then
well.
does not help.
Yeah, it could get worse from here.
I better not go jumping around too much. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha. You go.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I still hopefully have hope for Michael Carter, but you know, it's he's still a rookie. We'll see.
Well, he
hopefully.
needs to get used in the passing game. That's what he's good at. Well, he's good at running too. Don't get it twisted, but that's like his X factor. And if you're only going to target him twice, what the hell did you even draft him for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that this is, I don't know, like the whole running back room has been a mystery for I want to say like the past 8 weeks where no one's really known who was going to come out on top.
All they knew was LaMichael P. Ryan was running back for.
Yeah, he's the Trey Sermon of
R.I.P.
this team.
Oh shit.
Anyway, so I think this is going to be an experiment that goes through the season, and I think that we all know that Michael Carter is going to, he's going to prove to be the asset, but you can't just. I guess they're not comfortable deciding without some real world samples. So here we go.
Well, then give him some more samples.
I know, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to,
You
I
give
mean,
him
you
the
don't have
ball
to tell us. We love Michael
6
Carter. Man.
times.
All right.
Come on.
I thought he had good inside rushing ability, and obviously I thought we agreed he was about the best pass catching running back, maybe aside from Travis Etienne in this whole class. So
Yeah.
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 so
Yeah,
whatever.
agreed.
Fuck him.
So moving on to the RB43, Javonte Williams. I just added him. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily scared. I guess the only thing that scares me is that Melvin Gordon came out and looked fucking good.
Well, he had a 70-yard touchdown run.
Right.
That's true.
So
You take
I
that
mean, you take that away.
3-yard
He's
average.
10 for 31 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, he still looked good. Like, don't get it twisted. The fact that he could run a 70-yard touchdown in is great.
I mean, more
But I think had Javonte Williams been the one running the ball at that specific time, he also would have had a 70-yard touchdown run.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I see.
I see what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
It's not the chicken, it's the egg.
Exactly.
And the egg was
So
delicious.
yeah, he's still sitting on my bench. I'm hoping something comes out.
I thought it was cool. He touched him. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely like him a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Or did I cut out? Sorry.
Yeah, a little bit. No, it got there though.
this was just a little freeze frame.
I guess the last guy I was going to put on there, Benjamin continues his streak of 0 snaps. So
Freshest legs in the NFL right after Trey Sermon.
yeah, oh God, you're not letting that one go.
That's okay, man. James Conner's gonna get injured, and then Chase Edmonds is gonna blah blah blah, and then Benjamin is gonna have his moment in the sun.
He's going to back up
and then
Adrian
we'll be
Peterson,
posting,
who comes in
hey,
behind Alfred Morris. Who, no, I'm just
Benjamin.
So that's kind of the running back scare section we had going. We're just going to kind of keep going through this. I just wanted to kind of get what you guys thought about this. I'm just going to call this like the believe section. We're going to talk about the guys who surprised and the guys who really came up short or a lot short in some cases. And as I said before, we're doing the PPR format. So I'm just going to mention a few stats and I'm just gonna ask if you guys are gonna believe in these guys who did well, continue to believe in them or not, or these guys that did bad if you're out quite yet. I know it's week 1, so we'll be hesitant, but so we'll start with quarterbacks. I got Jared Goff, Jameis Winston, and Jalen Hurts. The quarterback 3, 4, and 6. So I was a little surprised because I was a little shit talking on Jalen Hurts last episode, so I'm going to put my foot in my mouth on that. But I'll just kick it over to you guys, just kind of talk about those 3 guys.
Well, first of all, Jalen Hurts played Atlanta, right? So he did great. I was happy to see it. I mean, I've been talking. I'm the guy that's been going after him, so it's good to see. But I think I'll need another game to believe. I really believe with Jared Goff, though. That was kind of surprising for me.
I believe that Jared Goff is going to win a lot of people redraft fantasy championships this year because his team is terrible and he's going to be throwing the ball a lot. And it doesn't matter that he throws interceptions because people only take off 2 points for interceptions. So he's going to have a lot of games like this, in my opinion, where they lose the game and his interception was a really bad one, but it doesn't matter because he put up yards and touchdowns. I believe in the fantasy asset of Jared Goff. I absolutely do.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, I think that's yeah, I don't think it's going to lead him to the playoffs or anything.
No, absolutely. And then Jalen Hurts, I mean, the rushing is going to speak for itself. He's adding 6 points this week. It'll probably be more, and then he'll get a touchdown at some point. And maybe the passing numbers won't always be this good, but I believe in it. Maybe not QB6. I don't believe in him that hard, but top 15 for sure.
Yeah. He got pretty fortunate, more fortunate than I would have expected in the passing touchdown department. I don't know if that's sustainable. Mm-hmm. But
as far as Jameis Winston goes, crazy stat. He's the first quarterback ever to throw 5 touchdowns and not throw at least 150 yards. So
that one touchdown to Alvin Kamara, was that really a pass?
They counted it as one. He really, if you take that one away and you take away the garbage roughing the passer call, he should have been 3-1. But I do believe in his ability. I mean, he got LASIK now. He's going to be sick as hell, right?
I've always liked Jameis Winston.
0 interceptions.
I thought he was in a bad
interceptions.
situation.
He should have had one.
Yeah.
That pass, roughing the passer, did not matter to the outcome of the game, not at all. But Jameis Winston threw an interception, and that was not roughing the passer. So he should have had one interception.
Yep.
I will die on that hill, but it did not matter.
We're gonna drive right past.
I wonder what the odds on him throwing an interception was. You know that ref bet the under for sure. He's like, oh shit, I see where this is going. So moving on to the bad, probably a tough subject for you, Christian, but it's the veterans, man. Big Ben, Matt Ryan, and Aaron Rodgers all putting up not impressive numbers. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what happened there. We can start there with you, Christian. I don't know.
He played in Florida, man. he can't play in Florida. He just can't do it. It doesn't. He's thrown 3 interceptions 4 times in his career. 3 of them are in Florida. He's had pick sixes 3 times in his career. 2 of them were in Florida. He just can't play in Florida. He tends to have a game, not necessarily this bad, but Aaron ends up having one game that's really bad at least once a year. And so to me, we got it out of the way week 1. So I'm not out on Aaron Rodgers at all. This would have to be a recurring thing for me to be out on him.
I feel like he usually starts the season with a shitty first half and it follows it up with like such a redeemable fourth quarter, like fucking war charge. And it just, he just couldn't mount it up this time.
Yeah, nothing went right for us. Even so, we started driving at the beginning of the second half, and then that's when he threw his second interception. Like it just, even every time we started to get something, we being the Packers, by the way,
you're good.
It just fell apart. It was just one of those games. It was one of those games where nothing's gonna go right. You have to hope that it's not the whole season, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not.
Yeah, I think you'd have to be fucking crazy to think it was, like this is just how it is in Green Bay now.
Right.
I mean, hats off to the Saints defense.
Yeah, I think this game was more about how good the Saints actually are than how bad the Packers are.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are shocked by how good the Saints looked.
Me specifically, I was kind of thinking I was like talking shit on people that said the Saints were going to the playoffs, and now I'm having to walk back those words because they looked phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Well, they'll lose in the playoffs to the Vikings anyway.
Well, yeah, of course they will, but that's Sean Payton's MO, is to be dominant and lose in the playoffs, and to be up 31-3 and throw a play action 60-yard bomb that everyone keeps playing on highlight reels.
Panthers are going to win the division. It's cool.
Let's go. I hope so. As far as the other 2 quarterbacks you mentioned, Big Ben and Matt Ryan, I'll never be out on Matt Ryan. It's a weird game. For sure. Matt Ryan's going to get you some points. That's what he does.
For sure.
I am out on Big Ben though.
For sure.
He just looks cooked, man. He looks cooked. He can't do it. And as a guy who traded for Juju, drafted Juju in a few leagues, like, it sucks.
It sucks because you can see that the mind is still sharp on Big Ben, but just like he just can't do, and he doesn't have the protection.
No, he doesn't have the time. And he doesn't
this
have the talent.
This defense is going to win him some games, though.
Yeah, and I'm sure he'll have some decent games, but
fucking better.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got he's cornering the market on, 6% of the wide receiver 2s in the league.
Yeah, the talent around him is incredible, except for that line, which is gonna be the Steelers' downfall. I'm with you. I don't know how they pulled that game out, but yeah, I'm out. As a guy on our Dynasty league, the big one that we care the most about, I have Big Ben
for the belt,
and the for the belt league, and I'm kind of he'll be dropped, I'm sure, soon.
Sap will
Whenever-
pick him up.
Yeah, exactly.
No offense.
Well, now
It's a Derek Carr joke in there somewhere.
yeah, seriously.
Oh, shit.
So let's move to the RBs. We don't really need to talk about the bad. We already talked about those in the kind of the scared RB segment. So we'll just talk about something good. Starting with Joe Mixon. Is he finally going to be the Joe Mixon that we've wanted for 3 years?
He's always been that guy, you know? It's always been.
Yeah, but he had to be the only guy, and now he doesn't.
Yeah,
And
they
this
cut
is what-
Puka, so
I'm
behind
so
him.
excited for this week 2 matchup, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Now he's probably going to go off. And yeah, I think we're going to get the good Joe Mixon that we all knew we could have.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
RB2, man. That's awesome. PPR, by the way. PPR.
PPR.
Um,
PPR.
So someone that, Christian, you've been touting for some time, Jamal Williams, dude. And also surprising, the RB2, Jamal Williams tied up the RB2 with Joe Mixon. The RB4, DeAndre Swift. So I
Yeah.
think we kind of see where the void of receivers is going to. Because, let's see, Jamal Williams with 9 targets, DeAndre Swift with 11 targets.
Yeah, and then
So-
TJ Hawkinson had 11 targets too. So this
Yeah.
all Jared Goff's shallow passing game.
Yeah, it all
Extreme.
checks out. But yeah, I'll let you guys talk about those guys if you want to elaborate at all.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, I've been saying it. Jamal Williams is a starting running back in the NFL. He was just with Aaron Jones. He had 9 carries for 54 yards. Is 6 yards a carry and a touchdown. I mean, I don't know. He looked great. And yeah, they don't have anyone to throw the ball to. You're going to have to throw it to these guys and TJ, who had a phenomenal game. So I don't know. I think this is kind of what we expected. Even in the offseason, they were talking about putting Swift in the slot, and they had Jamal Williams in the backfield and DeAndre Swift in the slot. I cannot say Swift and slot next to each other. I don't know. The SWAT. And they did that a lot during this game, and I think that's the blueprint of what they want to do. And I think it's a pretty good blueprint.
Yeah, I think it's all they got. So
Yeah, that's fair.
what are you going to end up
Yeah.
doing?
Come on, Amon Ra. I drafted you to hopefully do something for me. But
Yeah, Mon Ra.
Didn't really like the talent, but it was like the hands and like the situation. But we'll see.
Yeah, he didn't get a ton of opportunities, so
No.
only 4
Well,
targets.
Tyrell Williams isn't he got hurt, didn't he?
He got a concussion, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's one game. But hopefully he's all right though. I don't mean it like that.
Oh, it's all good. Cephas got 6 targets, though. Come on, Cephas, catch
Yeah.
those balls.
Quintez. So going to I threw this in here. You know, you could say the Texans running backs. I think this was a maybe surprising game playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. I didn't think it would go like it did. But Mark Ingram, 26 attempts, 85 yards, and a touchdown, being the RB16. David Johnson, I mean, RB22 only because of his touchdown and 3 receptions. So take that for what you will. But Philip Lindsay, 8 attempts, 25 yards, each one of them with a touchdown. I mean, do you guys believe, is Mark Ingram even worth a look at? Or
He had 26 attempts, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, he had the most work out of any of them.
And he's working with a coach come over from the Ravens,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
He said, fuck it, I know
I
it
absolutely
works.
think he's a. I put in a waiver claim on him and got bid out.
Oh, wow.
Did those waivers finally go through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he looked good, man. Like,
Yeah, he didn't look bad last year. They just were ready to move on to Dobbins. Kind of biting him in the ass now.
yeah.
But-
100%.
For sure, man.
Well, I'd say on that train, unless you guys have anything to say about Philip Lindsay, David Johnson.
No,
No.
I mean they were fine.
Yeah.
They're-
I mean, David
I
Johnson
thought
might get some work. in
it's
the
like-
The
passing,
Texans
but that's
aren't putting
about
up 40 points, so they're not all getting a touchdown. So
Someone
Yeah.
needs to tell them they have their first round draft pick next year.
it. Right.
Don't forget.
You don't have to
You
win all these
have it.
games. So on the back of Mark Ingram and the Ravens, I was going to bring up Tyson Williams, who he had that 35-yard touchdown, looked really good, scored 18 points, 9 attempts, 65 yards, a touchdown. He had 3 receptions. Dude, I think the big one for me, and if you watch that game, when Lamar Jackson fumbled the ball, Dyson Williams missed a block that basically caused that fumble.
It was huge.
And that was, man, just like a young guy mistake. And with Latavius Murray there, I don't think he has that locked down. Personally,
I don't think so either.
And it sucks because I have him on my fantasy team, and I might be looking to trade him in like the redraft that I picked him up in. But I mean, that's my opinion. That block, I think, kind of solidified a committee role.
And he had a 35-yard touchdown. That's awesome. But then if you look at it, 8 attempts for 30 yards, that's a little under 4. Like, it's not like he did amazing. He did well. I'm not trying to shit talk him. He did well on a short notice because he wasn't even supposed to be the guy. But they brought in Latavius Murray for a reason, who has consistently been good every time he's been allowed to run.
Yeah.
For sure. About the stats, I feel like all of this work was done in the first half. Like, he didn't hardly get much run at all after the missed block, and Latavius kind of put his foot down.
Yeah, well, you can tell in like a close game situation, it's the Lamar Jackson show. Like,
Fuck.
it's like we'll try to control this game
for a while.
Yeah, we'll try to control this game, but eventually, you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going. I'm gonna have to try to get that trade off to Elliott before this episode comes out.
Hey, real quick, to be fair though, Latavius Murray did run 10 times for 28 yards, so that's even worse. So
yeah, well, that line.
I'm not completely out on Tashawn, but I definitely don't think he's won the job.
Same.
I was happy with the Ravens trying more passing. I thought it was cool, but
It'd be better if they had Rashad Bateman, but
yeah,
It's gonna be awesome when he comes back, baby.
that's right. That's the guy. Any redraft league that I have that had an IR slot, I just drafted Bateman and then put him on the IR and immediately
Nice.
picked up a guy like Gabe Davis or whatever.
Yeah.
That was my move this year. We'll see. Stashing jewels.
Sweet.
pretty good fucking move.
Yeah. So let's go on to the wide receivers, and I'll break this up into groups. We'll go with the wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5, and Deebo Samuels, Adam Thielen, and Corey Davis. There he is, Adam Thielen, baby. Let's go.
You got an Elijah in there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
baby.
that orange ice that I pulled?
Yes, sir.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. So I guess, do you guys see a sustainable future for these 3 guys as far as...
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
wrap that up, right?
Right. I just want to say, hey, can we
I was
cut-
wrong about Debo, all right?
Can we cut to that clip of me being like, Bleacher Report, you're fucking stupid for saying Adam Thielen's not going to be, or is going to be overrated this year, because we all know Irv Smith went down and he's catching
All
11
them red
touchdowns.
zones.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Corey Davis,
Yeah.
that was good to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Like I actually had pulled Adam Thielen from our For the Belt League lineup until Irv Smith went down, and then I immediately put him back in.
Yeah.
And he proved me
Unfortunate. All right,
right.
Irv.
Yeah, I mean that sucks, but
every draft I had after Irv Smith went down, I got Adam Thielen in.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
like,
Which you should have. Yeah, man.
he's a red zone monster.
Corey Davis was good to see. Like I think we all thought this was going to happen, but for me personally, my breath was I was kind of holding my breath on it because that's Corey Davis to me.
I always thought, yeah, he's always had kind of a slow start in new situations,
Yeah,
but not this time. He fucking hit the ground running, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty scared. I was playing against him in that For the Belt League, and every time I looked up, it was a touchdown to Corey Davis.
Yes. So the next four I got in here is Sterling Shepard, Christian Kirk,
Jesus.
Antonio Brown, and Zach Pascal.
Okay. all right.
Pascal. I thought those were interesting names because, wide receiver 8, 9, 11, 16. I don't know. These guys just seem to me like I don't know if they're going to be sustainable, so I'm going to let you guys talk it out.
I'll have to back out on the Sterling Shepard conversation because he's been one of my guys for a really long time. I really like the way he plays. Daniel Jones clearly does too. 9 targets, 113 yards and a touchdown. Like, can't argue with it. I think it's sustainable. I think he gets opened up a little bit with Galladay there, even though Galladay was kind of hurt. And I've always thought that Shepard was way better than people gave him credit for. So these other guys, yeah, I don't know that they're sustainable. Zach Pascal maybe, just because there's not really anybody else there, but he only had 5 targets and 2 of them went for touchdowns. So that's not a sustainable stat line.
I think that Zach Pascal's consistency over the past several years has been pretty strong, and I think it's not going anywhere. I do think that he could get passed by Paris Campbell, Michael Pittman, if T.Y. comes back healthy, Mike Scratchen, whatever you want to say, T.Y. But I do think, yeah, the touchdowns might go down, but the usage is going to be strong. I don't think Christian Kirk is sustainable, and I am pretty sure AB is going to be a real thing. He was getting a lot of looks from Tom, and he was playing very well, in my opinion.
My integrity won't allow me to like Antonio Brown.
That's cool. You got other outlets for success.
Yeah, he definitely terrifies me as a Godwin manager. And
Yeah, as a father of a daughter now.
Right. So Christian Kirk, what do you guys think on him? I think he's just going to be a boom bust.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they brought in
boom,
Rondale and AJ Green, and they have Nuke. Like, it's just luck of the draw that he got 2 touches.
Yeah,
you know,
I think it's kind of what he did last year too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like,
I mean, he's always kind of been there under the surface, but I don't think he's going to be popping out in the top. You know, he's not going to be a wide receiver 1.
right.
Period.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you then, Dan, Sterling Shepard, how do you feel?
I feel good. I think that honestly, Kadarius is going to have the increased role throughout the season, and it's Galladay. God, I just hate Jason Garret, so like fuck this whole team. But if you get a healthy Saquon, a healthy Galladay, and incorporate your first round draft pick, which was weird, I think that he starts to go down. But he's always been a reliable option for Daniel Jones. I just thought you get something new, shiny, you kind of forget about that old busted ass Sterling coins collection. I don't know where's like a Sterling.
Apparently,
silver.
that's all Daniel Jones cares about is that busted ass Sterling. But
well, like recognized like, so he's busted ass shit too. But I don't. This team sucks, man.
Yeah,
I hate this.
Yeah.
Sorry to any Giants fans.
Yeah, sorry, Dave. And then my uncle played for the Giants, so sorry, Uncle.
So
Whatever.
Moving on to the bad, I'm just going to breeze by the first 3. Justin Jefferson, Terry McLaurin, Calvin Ridley, 41, 51, 54. Heartbreaking, but I'm not personally worried
It's like my whole
about
roster.
any of those guys.
Yeah. They're all still getting in starting lineups.
You're going to be dumb for not playing them regardless. Even if they did this next week, you're starting them week 3, in my opinion.
Yeah. 100%.
So
We've all been through this with Calvin Ridley and Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, and I mean Justin Jefferson beginning of last year before he found his role. But so Marquez Calloway was surprising. 1 for 2 for 14 yards. Cortland Sutton 1 for 3 for 14 yards. And then, of course, Elijah Moore's debut, 1 for 4 for -3 yards. All kind of disappointing. I don't know. I guess it surprises me. Marquez Calloway kind of had that huge preseason game, like he was going to be something. But I don't think...
Doesn't surprise me. He had Jair Alexander following him the entire game.
That's true.
My man G-Love knows what's up. I was going to say, I got him in my flex, and I'm not taking him out. I think... Yeah. We all knew this was coming.
Yeah, and
that was the only bright spot of the Packers roster against the Saints was that Jair still looked like an absolute animal and didn't let Callaway get away from him at all. I think it was, for once, Jameis being smart and not just throwing at a guy because he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give Sean Payton credit on that.
Well, yeah, Sean Payton too, fair.
I just thought I started him because I saw the way he he had burned Shaquille Griffin in the preseason. And I was like, if you can do that, I give him one. I just wanted one, just win one. But apparently that one was only for 14 yards.
Yeah. And then Elijah Moore. I mean, he's a rookie. He's got plenty of time, I feel like.
Yeah, that was a bad week 1, but, it happens.
Cortland Sutton, I
Cost
still
me a
got
game.
hope for him.
Yeah, for sure. He's just coming back, man.
Yeah. I mean, Jared Judy goes down too, unfortunately. So we'll see.
I like Teddy B, man. I like what I see.
I do
what
too.
Teddy B.
Teddy Two Gloves.
That's the thing too, man. If Teddy goes down though, it's like, oh, it's Cortland Sutton time with Drew Lock, baby.
For sure. Yeah.
Opening up the top. But no, I love Teddy, man. Coming from the Vikings, man. Much love to Teddy. I hope he plays the whole year.
Didn't Ronald Darby get injured too? With the Broncos. So maybe that's change the dynamic. They might have to push the ball a little more if they lose a big piece of their defense like that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
What?
I mean, I think that's what we all want.
Hell yeah.
Let's head on over to the tight ends where, Rob Gronkowski, man, what year is this? I literally wrote down, what year is this? 8 for 8, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. Man, the guy looks freaking good.
He does.
It's annoying.
He was blocking like a fucking moose too, man.
Dude, and the way he runs the routes, it's so disgusting because it's so slow, but it's so beautiful.
The turn is fast,
Yeah.
Like you're like, what's that guy doing? And then he turns around and the ball's just in his hands, and then you have to take him down. And
Yeah. He's a monster. It clearly shows that, yes, part of his retirement was injury related, and part of it was because he won a bunch of championships and was sick of not having fun playing football under Bill Belichick.
Yeah, now he can be in Tampa.
Now he gets the chance to be who he is, which is, we all know, that crazy party animal clown, and really good at football. Now he just gets to do that, so he's back to just crushing it.
Heck yeah.
Yep. Yeah, gosh, that might definitely be sustainable. We'll have to watch. It'll be interesting. I said these guys, the goodish, the waiver wire, Jawan Johnson, outplaying Troutman, who had all that hype preseason. And then David Njoku, the leading Browns tight end receiver. And I've always had a hard-on for David Njoku, so I think that's the only reason why I put him in here. But
I'm with you. I'd throw some waiver action at him if I had a deep roster just to see, because he is more athletic than Austin Hooper. I just don't think, honestly, even you throw Gronk in there, I don't know that any of these guys can consistently do this. They're going to be up and down, but that's kind of just tight ends outside of the top 3, right?
yeah, Darren Waller, Jesus Christ. How many targets did he have? 19?
Yeah, it was 19.
That's insane. I will say Mike Gesicki with the goose egg.
Oof.
So
Who saw that coming?
yeah. Suck it, D-Hop. So I guess we're at an hour 7 here, so we'll kind of wrap it up. We'll do the rookies here. I wrote down here, to be expected, ? You got Jamar Chase, who had the 5 for 7, 101, and a touchdown. Route running looked pretty good. Devonta Smith, wide receiver 18 with 19 points, 6 for 8, 71 yards, a touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 4 for 6, 61. And then, of course, Kyle Pitts, 4 for 8, 31. So I just want to say, ask, is this to be expected? Can we see this consistency between the receivers? And do you think Kyle Pitts with Matt Ryan? I don't know.
We've talked about it a bunch. I won't talk about it long. Weird game. Weird game, Atlanta and the Eagles. I think Kyle Pitts will find it. He targeted him 8 times.
Yeah, love that.
But I think Philly just knew that was going to happen. The only one that shocks me, and just because of how bad the offseason was Jamar Chase. But it's good. It's a good shock. I'm excited because this is who he's supposed to be.
Yeah, I think that we all saw what Matt Stafford and the Rams did to the Chicago Bears as far as the passing game, and now the Bengals get their shot at the Bears next week. I think it's going to be. I think it's they're going to be little tiger gashes in them Bears, man. It's going to be nuts. I think I'm pretty excited. I don't know, to be expected. Yes, Like these are all pretty much top 10 first round draft picks, right? Except for
all of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smith number 8.
I don't remember.
All right.
Don't look it
So
up.
I'd expect
Close.
that.
All top 15. We know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
for
what I
sure. I'll give him. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess a stupid question, but I think it is to be expected. Devonta Smith was exciting to watch. I was really
he looked
miffed
good
when
as
I
hell.
missed him in the redraft league. To this guy, I
Tip
mean,
that
it's
white
my own
Russian,
fault. We were
homie.
in Vegas.
Tip that white Russian, son.
I finished it already, homie.
Eat the ice.
Yeah, right on camp. So I said these guys could be fun. We talked about it earlier. Anthony Swartz, man, if you watch that Chiefs game, 3 for 5, 69 yards. But I think besides that box score, it was a lot more telling, man. They designed plays to him, which was a lot of fun.
It was cool.
It was fun to see. Rondale Moore with the 10 points. And then Kenneth Gainwell, man. It was nice to see Kenneth Gainwell do, decent.
Kenny Gainwell stuff.
Nick Sirianni, Naheem Hines type shit,
Yeah, man. I mean, we
I-
talked
yeah,
about it.
he
I can
was.
pull the clip. Pull the clip.
Got 12 attempts at the ball, which
Yeah.
is pretty
Yeah.
good for a 4th round pick.
Yeah, and I was reviewing,
Better than
like I
Michael
said,
Carter.
that running back episode, that second one we did, and I remember when we were talking about, I can't remember, I think it was Elijah Mitchell, and you're just like, I think someone said, man, if he went to the Eagles to be that pass catching running back, and then they went and got Kenneth Gainwell, so
I mean, he was a quarterback in high school. He's got that vision, man. He runs with the purpose, crushing it. Anyway, sorry, I was pull that. I've been looking at college stats, and I know we're pretty much out of time for this episode. But
well,
man,
yeah, if you want to just lay it down, and then we'll wrap it.
oh shit. Okay, well, I will lay it down. Give me a second to mentally
Box
prepare.
score boomers
I have like
with Arthur.
probably like eight guys for each position. So I'm going to pare that down real quick and just do the rapid fire. So in the running back room, and I was saying all this about Kenneth Gainwell. We've been talking about Darrell Henderson, and then Antonio Gibson. So it's like, damn, what's going on in Memphis with these running backs? Well, Brandon Thomas, the freshman running back in Memphis, last weekend put up 191 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns against Arkansas State. So that was pretty massive workload. Excited to see the next big running back out of Memphis. But CJ Verdell had a great game in Oregon, 161 and 2 touchdowns, and that was against Ohio State. So that was a for real game. Pretty impressive. We got a hometown guy, Deuce Vaughn, for K-State.
Love this guy.
This guy's crushing it. He had 120 yards and 3 touchdowns, and that's to follow up a week 1 of 124 yards. As far as the quarterbacks, it's kind of been up and down. I got a ton of guys that are pretty exciting, but the number one exciting to me would have to be CJ. CJ. Sorry,
So he's
guys.
super exciting, huh?
So excited he couldn't even remember his name.
I'm scrolling way too much because this is a special. Anyway, special section down here. The Buckeye Watch. C.J. Stroud, Ohio State freshman, had 484 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and that was that Oregon game. So that was a pretty exciting game to watch. And back to Memphis, Calvin Austin, a senior wide receiver there, had 239 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns.
Arkansas State is garbage.
Dude, that was a 50-55. That game was pretty nuts.
Oh, Jesus.
So, but yeah, I'll do a little bit just some guys that blew up every week. I'm not going to go nuts because if I start, it'll be 30 minutes and we ain't got 30 minutes. So I'm not going to do that. But I will follow up on a couple guys from last week. I mentioned a few box score guys, and that was Kenneth Walker, the third from Michigan State. He blew up in week 1, but week 2 he only had 57 yards against Youngstown, so might have to hold off on that. I did say I was a little sad that Tyler Beatty for Mizzou came in and filled that Larry Roundtree void in a big way, but he got only 61 yards against Kentucky. And then Muhammad Ibrahim out of Minnesota is a guy that I've been like really, really stoked on. You know, I caught a lot of him watching the Bateman film. And last week, in week 1, he sustained a lower leg injury and is actually out for the season.
Oh, shit.
So that was like a guy I was excited to watch all year.
He put up some good numbers in that game, though, didn't he?
Yeah, it was like a 200-yard game or something like that.
That's such a bummer.
Yeah, it broke my shit up into pieces. So on that sad note, we'll just let it be, man.
Let it be the Beatles. Well,
that is a brief box
Man,
score boomers.
You're just throwing out so many song quotes just now.
That's
I almost
right, dude.
commented on the Last Resort quote.
Hey, I saw on
heart's into
Spotify
pieces.
that Papa Roach put out a new album or a song, and I didn't listen to it, so I got
Follow it up with the Beatles. Damn.
There you go. I was listening to a ton of Elton John
classic
earlier
bands.
this week, and I was going to incorporate. I've done some Elton John lyrics in our pods before, but
Let's be real. 2 bands that are basically on the same level, right?
oh yeah,
100%.
yeah. Night Papa Roach, please night them.
Well, let's just say I feel like Elijah Mitchell could be like the Rocket Man.
Let's
go.
If anybody
right.
wants to send me an Elijah Mitchell jersey, I'll wear it. Happily.
What size?
Extra large.
Let's go.
You got it, dude.
I want to see him in a 49ers jersey. He loves that franchise.
Yeah,
That would feel gross.
He likes the mustard nasty ones. You're like the white and red are the best, or the black and the red.
Black. That's what my AU
Probably
jersey's
black,
in that
yeah.
I'm going to have to fucking throw away after this year, apparently.
I wouldn't sleep on AU, dude.
But hey guys, well thanks for the new subs. Hopefully you made it this far. If not, hey, if you like it, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, follow us on Spotify if you want to as well. Also, the intro outro music, the sluts, I'll put a thing to the music at the end here. So later guys. Week 2.
Peace
Post us
out.
on Reddit.
Week 2, baby.
Yeah, roast us on Reddit.